Welcome to another episode of the Renegade Pirate Podcast. In today's episode, I got my boy Justin.
What's up? Good to see you.
What's happening, Pippin?
Not much. Just been going through some changes and excited to move on with the rest of the stuff going on in life. My arms kind of disappear in this, but it's fine. I like the background.
My arms are disappearing.
Yeah, yesterday was supposed to be my last day of working at the company that I was working with, and they just gave me the day off. So that was
cool.
Nice.
Was it like a paid day off?
No, but it's kind of like when they didn't have anything for me to do, I just don't show up.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got paid for every day that I didn't have to show up, that'd be pretty awesome.
That would be awesome. That would be. Would that be a job again anymore? Or just free money at that point?
Huh?
That would be just free money at that point.
Oh yeah, for sure. Who doesn't like that? That'd be super cool.
That is amazing. So what's going on in your world, man?
Let's see. Like I was saying, I just finished working at a job yesterday. I was working for a cannabis company, driving around, doing deliveries for them, and they'd have me driving all over the state. Like Thursday, I had to wake up not as early as I normally would for this, but I had to drive to Northern California to do a bunch of deliveries. Woke up at like 4:45, 5 in the morning so I could get to the van, pack it up, and then bounce out. And I didn't get back till like 2:30, 3 in the morning. So I was going for all day. Like it was beautiful out and like it was a good day, but I thought I was gonna get back a little sooner. That traffic got me in the mountains on the 5 freeway, and basically it's because they like shut down 3 out of 4 lanes, so everyone was just kind of like
on one lane.
Yeah, getting into one lane took like an hour to get through, but otherwise, yeah, I'm happy to be getting out of that job. I want to focus on my art more, like drawing and things like that. I have stuff that I want to put onto shirts. Like I already have our Instagram. It's at _PyroBunny _.
Oh yeah, Pyro Bunny stuff.
Yeah, Pyro Bunny stuff. But what I was really wanting to do is just get a lot more practice in as far as my drawing and stuff is concerned, because I intend to become a tattoo artist. So if you want a tattoo in the future, Daniel, I can do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, do you like? So, are you going back to drawing?
Well, like, yeah, I basically be going back to drawing. I had a lot of experience doing it growing up, and at some point, I'm like, I want a social life, so I stopped drawing because I was always just like by myself drawing and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I want a social life, so I started socializing and not drawing so much. So I've been like really out of practice since then, and I still draw here and there. Like I've made some stuff for you or for other friends, and that's all cool and everything. But seeing what people are able to do with tattoos is like so cool, and I just really like how much focus goes into it. I feel like it's something that I could like kind of have it be something of a meditation for me. And I know when I go get my tattoos done, I'm basically meditating, because it's just like working into whatever body part that you got going on, and there's nothing you can really do but just sit in it.
Yeah, true. How many tattoos do you have? Like 26?
I think I might have 23. I don't know. I'd have to recount. And some of them, like,
you got some new ones recently, right?
Oh yeah, I got can't really see with the background thing, but I got like a snake and this writing right here that I designed. There we go. Right here, I designed that, and there's a snake, and also like some 3s and some 8s and stuff. But I was intending to get a tattoo while I was in Bali in February, but the tattoo artist called in sick.
Ah,
It's fine. It's probably better that I didn't get it anyway. It would have been cool though. Like it was like something to remember my adventure there,
do
and
you
it's
think
something
you'll
that I
ever
wanted to
go
get
back?
like to Bali.
Yeah.
Probably not, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, because like I've been there twice now, and first time it was like all fucking magical, amazing, super cool, and this time, like, I suppose I would go back to the island that I was staying at doing my yoga teacher training off of the coast of Bali. That place
Mhm.
is called Nusa Lembongan, and it's like much smaller island, like even better island vibes. Not there's no traffic or anything like that. Like on the island of Bali now, it's just like there's so many people and all these new buildings and stuff. It's a bit much for me. That and um the scene there, it's like a lot of bars and clubs and stuff like that. And I know it's like a similar thing in Japan too, where everyone's just like super down to drink all the time, but that puts a bit of a wear on me. I can
The
anyway.
drinking and the drinking and the drinking, like, oh no, I think I need to like have a partition for like a new kidney and liver, you know.
As I drink my beer.
I'm supposed to be drinking water
I also
because
have my water. Just in
it's
case.
been hot.
Oh, really?
Ah,
Japanese summer, dude. Fucking
ah,
gnarly. I
it
have
is.
never been out there for the summertime. It's always been like spring, sakura season or whatever.
The summer is ridiculous. We went to the swimming pool today,
Yeah.
and I
Like a
need
public pool.
yeah, there's
Oh,
one
cool.
right here for two. So we went to the public pool. I need to learn how to like restrain myself. I get in the pool and I'm like, you know, trying to relive my glory days. I came
Oh,
up, I
you used
was
to
like,
like swim in the ocean though, out in San Diego.
yeah, yeah. So I was trying to relive my glory days, and I remembered I haven't swam in the I haven't swum like actively in a couple of years, you know. So by the time I realized I got out, I was dizzy. I couldn't breathe. I was throwing up. The heat was cooking
Oh
me.
shit, you were throwing up too? Fuck.
Oh man, not in the swimming pool. Like I already left the pool and I was breaking home, and I was like, "Oh man, the heat is cooking me." It was bad today. It was, you know. And again, like there's no sun in the sky. It's just clouds.
Yeah,
But like
but it's still
it's
super hot.
super ridiculously hot. And they
Like you're
say
getting
it's
cooked.
yeah, they say it's the humidity. And I think I don't understand what the hell is humidity because I thought humidity was the water in the air.
Well, yeah, it basically is.
The water here is the water in the air cooking me like well done.
So the way that humidity works, depending on like the kind of environment that you're in, like if you're being covered by the clouds, that kind of acts like a top on top of the pot. You know what I mean? So you just
Um,
get the heat recirculating through the air. If I'm incorrect, anyone watching this, please
yeah, comment
forgive me. This
below.
is just how this. Yeah, comment below. Like this is just how I remember it working. It's just like having the humidity can make you feel just so much more hot because it's almost like being in the south. You know, it's like super humid in the south, and with that wet heat, it's like it can just make you just drip with sweat. Or like you've been to Thailand, right?
Mhm. But
So have you
Thailand
ever?
is like moist. For me, it feels like moist.
Yeah, it's even more humid.
Yeah, that's like the humidity I'm used to. I'm used to the moisture in the air that makes you sweat. But it's
Yeah,
not like hot, it's like foggy.
it's not hot. It's foggy. Oh, here or I mean in Japan.
In Thailand,
Oh, in Thailand. Okay.
it's like foggy kinda, you know. But here it's just straight heat, straight cooking, straight wiggle.
I wonder why that is exactly. But
It's
I've
bro,
also been told not to visit Japan during the summer because it's so fucking sweltering hot.
it's ridiculous. All you hear is ambulance and cicadas. That's all.
That's it.
That's it. The
Constant.
ambulance, the ambulance is and the sirens that's blowing off, telling people, heat stroke is real. They're like heat
Yeah.
stroke is real. You don't want to be caught in the heat stroke. Speaking of heat stroke, where is Burning Man?
It's funny. I was just gonna say, like, I got heat stroke at Burning Man last year. It was super fun. Totally recommend it. Um, so Burning Man is the last week of August,
The next
and it
month.
ends on this year. I think it ends on the 4th, which is Labor Day in America. It's like the first Monday of September.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
so
open Sunday and it ends Monday.
so wait, when you say you got heat stroke, in what happened?
Okay, so I was talking with someone, and I could tell that, like, you know me, I'm a pretty nice dude, not usually rude or like anything like that. But I noticed myself answering in kind of like mean ways, or like just like something was getting on my nerves, and I'm just like, wait, something's wrong. I need to I need to like eat something salty and drink some water or something. Maybe I'm just about to get heat stroke, and I'm like, luckily I'm in my camp area, and I start walking to my tent, and my hands start shaking because I'm starting to go into like heat stroke shock or whatever. So I'm like, oh fuck, it's actually happening. So I like get to my tent. I'm starting to eat like chips and crackers and whatever other things that have salt in it. Maybe also eating like tuna just for the protein,
Mhm.
and then when you get heat stroke, like eating salty things is good because it's helped you retain water. And when you get like whatever drink that you're gonna have, you're not supposed to chug it. You just got to sip a little bit at a time, because if you chug it, you'll probably throw up just from like too much entering your system at once. So took care of those things, and then I took a sarong or something, and I dipped it into like an ice cold ice chest, like because there's water in there. Went into a yurt, which is like, think of it like a solid tent. Like you can build it out of like different materials, but we basically had this shelter that had an air conditioner in it. And so I
Mhm.
went in there, placed the sarong over me, and just like was chilling there for about an hour. And then I had to leave to go to a meeting because I was a part of something called procession. And basically, they walk the flame that was started at the beginning of the week at Burning Man and bring it to the center circle of the event where they actually do burn the man. So we're bringing the fire to all of the conclaves, which are the fire performing crews that perform around the man before it gets burnt down. So I'm like having to hop on my bike with my big ass bag of walking stilts, which are like, uh, if anyone doesn't know what stilts are, it's basically like, imagine those people at the circus or whatever, and they're like,
Your long legs.
7, 8 feet tall. Yeah, so I'm wearing something like those, and I'm having to bike through a dust storm to get to the
Wait,
meeting at
are
the center
you
camp.
on the stilts and riding the bicycle?
No, no, I have the
Oh,
stilts on my shoulder. I have the stilts on my shoulder, and I'm going to a meeting so that we can like go over whatever we need to for the performance. And I'm having to like make my way through the heat and dust storms and all that shit. And by the time I got there, like I could tell everyone else is just feeling it. We're all just like, oh my god, we all just want to sleep right now. It's so hot. But I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this year. It'll be a good time.
You're gonna be performing also again?
Here I'm with one of the fire performing conclaves.
Nice.
The conclave I'm in is called Essence,
Essence.
ESSENCE, and I haven't been with this conclave before, but I've been. This will have been my 11th time going to Burning Man in a row, basically. Uh,
Nice.
besides to 2020 and 2021 because of COVID.
They
Um,
were closed, right?
what's that?
They were closed during that time. They didn't do
Yeah, I
anything.
mean they so the Burning Man organization didn't put the event on, but um, people still showed up. They had like their own Burning Man. Like there wasn't any kind of infrastructure set up for them, so that it was more
Like a
it was
camping trip?
yeah, like a giant camping trip. It was like a giant camping trip, and because there's no like infrastructure and no one brought like any porta potties or anything like that, it seemed like more Burning Man than Burning Man was to some people.
Because
It's
it's
like,
like nothing bare minimum.
oh, like you were definitely on your own. Like you're on your own at Burning Man for the most part, but there's like a couple places where they have like emergency centers where you can go in case you're having like having a sickness issue or get into an accident and stuff like that. There's porta potties around the city, and they actually have streets set up, so the whole thing is kind of like a horseshoe shape, and then there's camps filling up that whole area. This was like a bunch of camps over here, a bunch of camps over there. Like you don't really know, like if like when you are at the burn and someone's like, "Oh, where are you camped?" You say, "Oh, I'm camped with these people at this address, like A and 230."
Mhm.
We didn't have addresses. I didn't go, but like the way people were describing it was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the best burn I had ever been to." I'm just like, fucking cool, man. Like I'm happy that I took the year off, to be honest. But every year
So,
I've been with a fire conclave of some sort, or
mhm.
like been in the middle, like the center circle of the event when the man burns down. I love getting my front row seat. It's fucking awesome.
What is the Burning Man? What is like the whole? What is it?
Some people would call it festival. Some people would call it like an art festival. Um, it's kind of a mixture of that and whatever else you might want it to be. But it's this event that's in the middle of Black Rock Desert. It has about 80,000 people.
Damn, that's a lot of people.
And I think it's about like a mile and a half across, something like that, maybe two. It's
Wow.
a pretty big event, and everyone's on bikes, and they bring these vehicles that have been turned to something else. Like people bring yachts on wheels, or they decorate their uh, vehicles to look like dragons or whatever, and you just see them like driving along the playa or like the desert floor. It's in a dry lake bed, basically.
A dry lake bed.
Yeah,
So it's a lake. It used to be a lake.
like during some parts of the year, there's water. Not a lot of water, but there's still water. And then when people go for Burning Man, it's dried out. It's kind of like, you ever seen a picture of the desert floor and the ground is all cracked? It's like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's like that dry out there.
Mm.
And basically, Burning Man was started by some people in San Francisco in like I want to say the late 80s, early 90s, something like that.
Okay.
But it started off with like people just having a party on the beach, and they would burn um, like an effigy or like make a man and burn it down. And a lot of people have different thoughts as to like what Burning Man is for them. For me, it was like going to a place where I could feel free to just do what I want and have all these crazy experiences and meet people. And uh, also, it's like an amazing place to go spin fire because there's uh, like really cool live music and like electronic music and things like that all over the place. Different events people are throwing all over the place, so you can like go perform for them. Um, but one of the things that I really liked about Burning Man is like it's a place where it's like one of the things that they promote is radical. Damn, how do I put it? There's a lot of there's a lot of radicals that they have put into like they have a 10-point list of things that Burning Man is about, but like radical self inclusion, radical self reliance, like just things along those lines. But it's like when you go, you want to make sure you have everything you need for yourself for the week.
Self-sustainability.
Yeah, whether you're in whether you're in an RV or a tent or whatever, like everyone's bringing their own stuff. Everyone brings their own food. The only things that you can get there are ice. Like there's places where you can get ice. Last year when I went, they didn't have a place where you could get coffee, but that would be at like the center camp, and otherwise there's nowhere around where you can buy things that you might need. Yeah.
Because you're in the middle of the desert, right?
Yeah, you're in the middle of the desert. You're like 2 hours north of Reno.
Vegas, right? No.
Well,
Reno, Nevada.
it's like 5 hours north of Vegas.
Wait, Reno, Nevada, right?
Yeah, Reno, Nevada.
Mm-hmm. So 2 hours from Vegas, 5 hours from Reno.
Or it's 2 hours from Nevada, 5 hours from Vegas.
Huh? Isn't the state of okay. Gotcha.
Because like Nevada shaped like this, you have Vegas here, and then Reno here, and then further up is Burning Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like
I don't know
fun.
why I keep going back, man. It's like super fun, but at the same time, it's so draining.
Well, it's only once a year, you build up the energy for that once. Well, it's a week, right?
Yeah, it's a week long. But
Yeah.
if you show up, some people show up like a week earlier so they can help create infrastructure and get their camp set up for everyone else and stuff like that. The longest I've been there is like 9 days.
Yeesh.
Yeah. It was super fun, but also really intense.
That sounds
because you're going to a place that's like trying to kill you. Basically, it's like the desert's just like sucking all of the
energy and life out of you.
Yeah, but it's great though because I feel like when I go to Burning Man, I'm packing like healthy food and making sure I'm hydrated and just trying to take care of myself and stuff like that. So with that and biking around and constantly moving and all that, I probably lose 10 pounds.
Yeah, that heat. Once the heat starts touching the body, it starts whooping you, and especially when you start riding a bicycle in the sand. I feel like that's hard.
Well, luckily it's not super sandy everywhere. It's like pretty hard packed ground, but there are spots where you have to be careful and like keep an eye out for like the change in a change in the floor because you can like bike into little berms and then get slowed down and you're like fuck, you have to get off and like push through for a little bit.
Yeah. That's the one that kills me. But there's some places around here I have to ride by in the sand, and the day I wasn't having it, my legs, you just turned my legs to putty because you keep pushing and pulling and nothing is happening. The thing just skids out.
Yeah.
Nah, that's just too much. So, new conclave called Essence, huh?
Yeah.
You still doing fire gigs?
I mean, here and there, yeah. I haven't done one in a couple weeks, but I'm letting people know that I'm becoming more available because I left my job, and if they need me, then that's awesome. And otherwise, I was hoping to get back into catering, but the thing is, now that the Writers Guild and now the SAG-AFTRA, like the
Mm-hmm.
Screen Actors Guild,
Uh-huh.
so there's a union for writers in Hollywood, and there's a union for actors, and they're both on strike right now. So the
What?
so like they want better pay and all that stuff, and we'll see how that goes. But that also affects me as far as being able to work in catering, because we would be driving a food truck onto the sets, or
Actors.
yeah, like we'd be feeding production basically. And if there's no one to cook for because of all this
The
stuff going on,
strike.
then
Yeah.
then it affects us and we're out of work. But
Ooh.
I'm just happy that since I've gotten back from Japan in April, I've been working with the cannabis company, and I basically made my money back from my trip and then some. So I'm happy that I've saved up enough money so that now that I'm not at that job anymore, I can still, make ends meet and survive and stuff like that.
Plus, you got your money back. All the money you
Oh yeah,
spent on vacation, you get it back.
yeah, everything I spent on vacation and yoga teacher training and like everything. So I'm
Now
just
you
like
need to come on
I'm
another
super stoked.
vacation.
You know what? I was thinking about it. My friend Jessica, she was talking about going to Costa Rica,
Ooh,
and
somebody
that would
went to
be
Costa Rica recently.
that would be the week before Burning Man, though. That's when she's going. So I'm like, damn, do I want to
Ooh.
go to Costa Rica for like a week? Maybe I could get back home like a day earlier and like pack all my shit. But I've done something like that once before, where I like went one place and then I went to Burning Man, and then like a week later I was somewhere else. It was that was a really fun year, but at the same time, that's a lot.
That's a lot. I think the jet lag. Wait, do you have jet lag in Costa Rica? No, right? Because it's still on Eastern time, I think.
I mean, I suppose so. Like if I were to go from, or if you were to go from California to the East Coast, would you get a little jet lag just because of the 3 hour difference?
Not really.
Yeah. So I feel like it's the same case if I were to go
Okay,
to Costa Rica.
okay. So you'll be good. You should be good. Yeah, if I go to Costa Rica, that's another. That's like I'm going back into the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. But who? Somebody recently mentioned. I know who it was. It was Adam.
Oh yeah, because he was there earlier this year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm actually.
He's been all over the place.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. His podcast is supposed to be coming out, so he's editing his podcast right now. His
Okay, cool.
podcast right now, so his own. I don't want to spoil the surprise yet because
Okay,
his
got it.
own was really well. Like what? Sneak peek. Basically, I just give you a teaser. He's been traveling. This trip has been 8 months.
Damn.
And it's a combination of 2 years travel.
What do you mean? 2 years
Total
travel?
sum has been 2 years. Where he does it in like 8 months, 8 months series.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So over the past few years, he'll travel for 8 months at a time, but at this point, it's accumulated to have
2 years.
traveled for 2 years. Wow.
Yeah. So I was
And
like,
he's just making videos and doing the thing, I guess.
just going along. So I'm like, I have been laying in my bed for the amount of time like you've been in the airplane. I've just been sitting down doing nothing. Like you've been out and traveling. So it made me think like if I was to pick like 3 places that I want to go to, I have no idea. What three places would you pick?
Um, I mean, if I had to go to three, if I had to choose three places to go to,
Mm-hmm.
um, I feel like I wouldn't want to go to places that I haven't been to yet. So,
Same,
because like,
same.
some places I've been to twice now, you know. So I'm like, okay, like let's do that again later. But going to Portugal or Spain would be really cool.
Okay.
Uh,
I want to go to
yeah,
Australia.
I do really want to go to Australia. I've met more and more Aussies on my trips, so uh, I know some on the West Coast and the East Coast. So it'd be cool to go visit them. And Marvin's like, you should just move to Australia. You should just move to Australia and like work there. They need people. I'm just like, what are you talking about? But Australia needs like plumbers and people in trades. They're running
Uh,
low on that, I guess.
and they're paying good money, I
Yeah,
can I can be a seasonal. I work there for 6 months, come back, you know.
yeah.
Uh, Turkey. I want to go to Turkey.
Turkey'd be cool. I also want to see Italy.
Coliseum. I want to play around in the Vatican, photo bomb the Pope, be like,
That'd be so
uh,
funny.
where else?
I also haven't been to South America yet, or Central America for that matter. I've been to
Uh,
Mexico, but I haven't been further south than that.
did same. Only been to Mexico. Actually, only been to that's to Mexico, TJ. I want to go to like what's the Yucatan for? Is it the Yucatan?
The Yucatan Peninsula, where like Cancun and Tulum and stuff are.
No, not that one. The one with the forest. Isn't there like a big forest in Mexico?
I mean, I think there's like a big jungle or forest on in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah, somewhere. So I think it's somewhere there. There's a big forest. I want to check that place out because I remember seeing something. They have like blue waters in the caves in the forest or something like that.
Oh, like you could go to cenotes and stuff.
Ooh.
Cenote is like a watering, like a large body of water, like
Uh-huh.
in the middle of the jungles and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes
It's
they're
like
like
super
super
blue.
blue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So they're
I
called
saw that in the
cenotes.
picture. Cenotes, eh? Yeah, I saw that in the picture once, and I'm like, yeah, I could see me, hiking and going to do that, somewhere, something like that.
Yeah, that'd
But
be dope.
I don't know about like, I see myself going to more nature spots than like actual like
Going to
city
cities and stuff.
life. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer that. um, Costa Rica is like 85% national rainforest.
Really?
Yeah, like most of it's basically protected rainforest and
Do you,
forests and stuff like that.
do you know why they call it the happiest place on earth?
Costa Rica?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they have like a high percentage of people that are like generally happy. And I'm trying to remember the
Pura vida?
oh like the yeah, pura vida, yeah, pure life. And it's like super lush with jungle and you can go surfing and it's like relatively cheap there. The most expensive part is probably flying over there,
Really?
you know. Yeah,
I had a friend from Costa Rica. He said the place is beautiful. His name was Daniel also, so I could trust him.
sure.
But but Oh no, something about like having to deal with the mosquitoes. Like I read an article where they're like the mosquitoes are the size of baseballs.
Oh, I don't know about that. They'd probably be like that big though.
That's a big ass
Baseball?
mosquito.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was in Costa Rica or in Guatemala or something like that, but like one of my friends got dengue fever.
You ain't got dengue fever too.
Oh yeah, you did.
I'm immune. Well, I'm not immune. I'm just like on the mosquito hit list, you know. So I'm like always on the lookout for mosquitoes. I always use essential oils, on my
Yeah.
body. So I grew up getting malaria every other week. So, when I
Damn.
got to Thailand, I was like I was having serious conversations with the people like, all right, what you guys got? The guy's like, we got mosquitoes. I'm like, shit. He's like, be careful of the white mosquitoes. So I'm telling you, hey, look, man, you got to be careful of the white mosquitoes. My people that called me. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? I've never seen a white mosquito. And
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, nah, nah. You got to keep your eyes peeled.
Make
And
sure you sleep with a mosquito net over you.
man, mosquito net, put some mosquito coil, spray the room, the whole 9 yards. I grew
Yeah.
up with assassination 419 mosquitoes. The mosquitoes I grew up with, they were professional scammers. You
That
know?
was in that was in Africa.
Yeah, in Nigeria, the mosquitoes in Nigeria are professional scammers. If like ask any Nigerian, they'll tell you the mosquitoes in Nigeria are professional scammers. They will scare. Look, you can spray your room, right? They will leave outside with you. When you come back in the room, they will come in the room with you, and then they will bite you.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, these motherfuckers are no, they didn't play. So growing up, I became terrified of mosquitoes. So when I was in Thailand, they were like, oh yeah, mosquitoes and
Watch
like
out for the white mosquito.
yeah, watch out for the white mosquito. When you were in Bali, did they tell you anything like this? This is what they told me in Thailand. They have a big cobra problem, especially in Phuket.
Okay.
They have a very high king cobra problem.
I didn't know that.
So during king cobra mating season, millions of cobras just like flood the land of Phuket. So I'm like, okay, that sounds very, very terrifying. And oh, I remember how I asked them the question. Every place you go to, they have this long ass stick,
Hmm.
right? So I'm like, what is that stick for? I've seen it everywhere we go. I see this long ass stick. Like the stick is for the snakes. When the snake season happens, they use the stick to like, you
Beat them
know,
away.
yeah, beat them away. And I'm like, so what happens if you get bitten? Is there
Oh,
like
those things
any
are fucking poisonous, hey?
yeah, is there any anti-venom that's like, well, no. If you get bitten, you die. In
Oh
like
shit.
less than 5 minutes, you are dead. You're already seeing your maker in heaven. You are gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys live here. You guys just have this big ass stick, and if it bites you, you dead. Did they have anything like that in Bali?
I mean, I think they have snakes in Bali, but I never saw any. I never heard anyone talking about them or anything like that.
How about like
Also,
any
I was
other
on a
wild
little
animals?
island. What's that?
Any wild animals on that little island?
On the little island, like I'd see like geckos and other kinds of like small lizards. Um,
I never see.
Otherwise, I'd see people's cows, but otherwise I didn't really see much as far as animals. Like I would see birds sometimes, but a lot of the animals are in the ocean. Like I got to go scuba diving while I was on the Nusa Lembongan, and I got to see manta rays. So that
Those
was
are
really
those
cool. I got
triangle little ones with the stingers. The one
no,
that
no,
killed Steve Irwin.
that's a stingray.
Choose a matter.
So manta rays are the really, really big ones.
Oh, so like
Yeah,
the
they're like
gigantic one with the spots.
I think manta rays have like a white stomach and like black top usually, but like I did see an all black one while I was there, and they're filter feeders.
Ooh.
So they just eat whatever's like whatever microscopic stuff is like floating in the water, and they don't have a stinger. They're like super chill. You're not supposed to like try and touch them, but I was like 5-10 feet away from some of them as they're like floating by, and that was really cool.
Did you get any like video on your thingy?
Oh yeah, I have video on my 360 camera, but honestly, I need to download the app onto my iPad because my phone, I think it's too old to be able to deal with that kind of memory. You know what I mean? When you and I were working on it, it's like, okay, let's try and figure this out. It's like my phone's just not fucking doing it. It's all like super like choppy and yeah. But I had some good footage of the manta rays while I was out there. I also saw a water snake. It's like yeah, it seemed like it was like maybe 3 or 4 feet long, and it looks like a black and white striped ribbon just like going through the water.
Damn.
It was right when I jumped into the water too. I jump in and then I look and it's like right there. I'm just like, oh shit. Okay, those are I think those are poisonous too, but
Really?
yeah, but I didn't see it for very long. It just kind of swam off.
Is it a snake or is it a type of fish?
It's a snake technically,
It's a snake.
but it's a like an ocean snake.
Mm.
You can't get away from them apparently. You can't get away from snakes. They're everywhere.
I think snakes in the water is more terrifying than snakes in the land
Oh yeah,
because they can maneuver. They can just like struggling.
yeah. There's no way you can like try and swim away from that thing super quick.
Uh,
You need to bring a stick with you.
you were doing some kung fu underwater, man.
Dude, it was so rad watching your podcast with Siraj. Thanks for the shout out, by the way. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, Siraj was fun. Siraj was a nice guest on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
He knows how to talk, man.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That motherfucker knows how to like really, really express himself. Because when I was watching the video, I was like, damn. He has some skill. Oh, that actually looks cool for a second. It kind of looked like I was glitching. Yeah, he knows how to talk. The next person I'm supposed to get is Marvin.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you spoken to him already?
Yeah, I told him that
he didn't know that you had a YouTube.
You know that's something that's hilarious because remember when we went to what was it Kawaguchiko and I made the whole video. Then I now made this music video and I used his voice in it. Remember?
Oh yeah, dude, that was great.
I sent it to him. Like when I made it, I think I sent it to everybody. I was like, yeah, this is what I made. I sent it to him. And like every time, well, not every time, I think I sent him another video from my channel,
Mm-hmm.
But he looks at it, he's like, cool. Like sometimes I feel like he didn't actually see it,
Yeah.
Because like I was like expecting some kind of reaction, like damn Daniel, you got me in a good compromising position, I didn't like I wanted some kind of reaction, but he's like, cool.
Yeah, he's just busy doing his thing.
So I'm like, So when he's like, Daniel has a YouTube channel, Jesse just told me about it, and I'm like, I looked at the phone. I'm like, Marvin, I love you. But I saw him on Wednesday, and he was helping me with some video editing, explaining the
Oh, cool.
whole video editing process. So that was fun. So I was like, you know what, you're going to be next on the podcast. And he's like, you should who like I told him that I'm going to podcast you first, you
Yeah.
know. So he's like, have Jesse introduce me, like the other guy. Like, you know what? I could make that happen. We could make that happen. We could have Jesse say we need you next on the podcast.
Yeah,
Like
Marvin, if you're watching this, you're coming up next. Daniel's coming for you, dude.
then he has to now find the next person, and that way I don't have to stress too much, about
Yeah.
who the next podcast to be, because everybody will nominate, the next person. And when every nomination is done, I start it
Yeah.
again. I start it again. I start off with the same people over and over and over. They will just
Yeah.
have like multiple series or sequences of stories. You'll be like, do you remember before? We now go to the last episode. I think we did an episode in Japan. I think it's like my original, like it's still the same podcast, but I have some on Spotify.
Yeah.
The originals are still on Spotify and the new ones are on YouTube.
Hmm.
So I should go back and listen to like the original ones and try and see if I can find like all those people that we podcasted from Emblem.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like a lot of people have vanished. Like they have just vanished from the face of the earth.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to them, but I remember like us all sitting around the table and just like talking about life experiences. Like I forget that one dude from fucking Mexico City.
Mario. I know it started with the M.
I really can't remember at this time what his name was, but like he's talking about how fucking crazy his life was growing up and stuff, and that his mom like basically improved the neighborhood that he was in because it
Mhm,
was full of
mhm.
like drug dealers and prostitution and shit like that.
I was looking for him because I know we used to talk on Facebook, but I can't find him. Like, and I that's another thing. Like, I don't know if it's Facebook or social media that's like messing up with me now.
Hmm.
I can't find anybody. Like some people, I know their name. I know that we've had discussions on Instagram or on Facebook. Then I will like scroll through like my messages and I will find like the message, but it says like unknown user, deleted user,
Oh yeah, yeah.
some, some
Like they got rid of their Facebook or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm like, man, how can I like find you, again, or like, you know, reconnect with those people that like, unless like hack emblems database,
Hmm.
and get like January 2019 to like April 2019, all the people that came to visit Emblem.
It was crazy that you were staying there for basically like 3 months.
Yeah, I was tired of San Diego. I was tired of Cali at that time. I prayed to God for, change in my life, and He sent me there for 3 months to find you.
Yeah, that was always so funny. You're like, I need to find friends. Jesse, if I didn't go to Japan, I wouldn't know you. Which worked out really well because you lived in San Diego at the like by the time you came back and I was able to come down and visit and stuff. That was
Right?
really
That was actually cool. That was actually cool because you live right next door.
practically, yeah. 2.5 hour drive. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Not too bad. Wait, where
It's
is
so
Ojai?
interesting. Ojai is on the way to Santa Barbara.
North.
Yeah, like if you were to go on the 101 north from Los Angeles and keep going, and it's like not too far past Ventura, if you know where that is.
Uh, Ventura, California.
Ventura, California. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's I think it's in between Ventura and Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay. That's where Siraj is, right?
Yeah, he lives in Ojai. He has a house there, and then he has a spot with his family in Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's actually having a party tonight in Ojai,
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm intending to check it out. We'll see who shows up.
I believe Max is in town.
Oh, you know what? I did see him at the last Memento party that they
Mm-hmm.
threw.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't chat with him all that much, but next thing you know, he's just like, "Dude, what's up?" And gave each other a hug, and then how party goes, just like say what's
Nice.
up and kind of shit for a second, and then you like bounce out and go socialize elsewhere. I also saw shoot, he goes by Centra, like his
Glenn.
Glenn. Yeah, I also saw Glenn there, and he was doing live like body art painting.
Uh-huh.
So that was cool.
Nice. I should nice. I like how we meet the people here and they're like all over the world,
Yeah.
still connecting. But yeah. I talked to Suraj the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, Max is in town." Because Max was like, he's going to San Diego. What he do in San Diego? I'm like, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
I had my own issues with San Diego, but San Diego is anywhere in California is amazing if you have the right people there.
Yeah, and a car.
And a car, yes, especially if you have a car, because it's not like Japan where public transportation rules, man.
Bro, yesterday I rode on the public transit system in LA, like going on the subway, and it just does not compare to fucking Tokyo. I told you that story about when Marvin came to visit, right?
You tell me.
So basically, Marvin's been living in Tokyo for like 9 years or whatever, and so he comes out here to LA to do like a couple weeks of film school. And so he's with his partner, and he's like, you know what? I want to take the train. I want to take the train and just see what it's like, and blah blah blah. And he told me this after the fact, like after he'd already done it. And I'm just like, oh, so how's the train? And he's just like, I got on the train and immediately got back off because like in LA, getting on the train, you'll see all kinds of fucking people on there. It's not like in Tokyo where everyone's quiet and it's all super clean and like, you know, the train is nice. You get on the train here, like the subway and shit, it smells like piss. There's like homeless people on there like doing God knows what, and like it wasn't as crazy as I remember it being like the last time I went, but when I was on it last night, we took it for like half an hour to get from Hollywood to MacArthur Park to see a concert, and I don't know. It was just like it wasn't too crazy on the train, but when we uh, were waiting to get on the train to get back home, uh, there's this dude that comes down the stairs and he starts yelling at this group of people like, "You took my stuff. Where's my stuff? Give me my stuff." And the people are like, "What are you talking about? We just got here. Like, what are you tripping on?" And he's just like all aggro. Eventually these four cops show up and they're like, "Hey, is there a problem?" He's like, "They took my stuff." And they're like, "No, like you're good. Just go do your thing. Like go away." And he's carrying shit with him, and he's like seeming all aggro, and he's like, he just kind of like walks off. But my homie and I look at each other, just like, what the fuck is going on?
Damn.
So yeah, Marvin got a taste of the LA subway, which is not something I would recommend. But if you want to see some weird shit, fucking take a ride.
Oh man, that one you need to you pay for the you know we should actually do a service. We'll take people. They come to Los Angeles and just take the train. That's the whole packet. The whole packet is just 30 minutes by train.
Hmm.
You think it'll succeed?
I don't
It's,
know.
it's one of those fear factor kind of games. It's not like you're going there. It's only for the strong of hearts. Those are the only people that's allowed to come. You have to be strong of heart or brave
I
of
mean,
heart.
at least keep your wits about you. I don't think anything bad will necessarily happen to you, but you get a kind of ominous vibe. You're just like, oh shit, I'm amongst the public, and the public is weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Like San Diego is still, we only have trolleys. But
Yeah.
on the trolleys, it gets weird. Let me see.
How so?
I'm
Just
trying to remember.
like drunk people or like
No, that's crazy. It's more crazy. I think the last time I was on the train, like a guy was masturbating on the
oh
train.
fucking sweet.
Yeah. It's always like something crazy. There was a time where somebody was threatening an Arab guy saying that he had a bomb.
Oh
And
shit.
to me, it was the funniest thing because this Mexican dude comes up to the guy, Arab guy, and he's like, "You have a bomb," and starts harassing the Arab guy.
Yeah, that
And
sucks.
everybody was like, "Come on, man, that's not right." But Homeboy had like enough charisma to switch it and was like, "Y'all don't believe me? It's a bomb!" And people start actually panicking. They call the police and everything. They start holding the Arab guy so that they can check his bag. It became a whole spectacle.
Damn.
And at the end of the day, the Mexican dude robbed the Arab's bag. He stole the bag.
What really?
With
That
all the
sucks.
commotion and everything, the people held him. He's like, there's a bomb, check it, check it. So they opened it, they checked it. I was like, there's his laptop, his computer. They're like, no, let me show you, let me show you. He took the bag and just
Then
disappeared,
he
just
disappeared.
walked away,
Fuck.
you
That's
know,
some finessing right there, dude.
oh man, the bus and the trolley, I wanted to get off of it so bad. And it wasn't really because of the stuff on it, it's just because it took forever to get to your destination.
Yeah.
It took me 2 hours to get to school. Guess how long it took driving?
It's like 15 minutes, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, somebody drove me from my house to school. I was like, the next money I get, I need a car. I bought me a Chevy Corsica for $600. Oh man, that was the whip. That was the whip. Was all
Yeah.
white. They used the house paint, to paint the exterior. So it had like that stiff, it wasn't like a smooth paint contour. It was nice and rough. But she put in new speakers, so her priorities were
Hey,
straight.
nice.
Yes, sir. Oh man, I love that car too. So I bought that car. I was like, no more bus, no more trolley. I refuse. I
Yeah.
refuse.
I
But
remember when I was getting my Scion, like the sound system was what was something really important to me. It's like, okay, the car runs, but how does it sound? I need my music.
Oh man, you need your music, eh? Oh, yeah,
My car's
wow.
almost 10 years old now. It's fucking crazy.
Do they? I don't think they make them anymore, dude. Don't they?
They don't
Right?
make Scion anymore. No, Scion's not a thing, and it was geared towards people from like their early 20s to like mid 30s, and that was basically where I was at. Yeah, like the car was made in 2014. That's when I got it. That's almost 10 years ago now. I was probably like 20, 22, 23 at the time, and now I'm 33, going on 34. So it's
It's
still
Toyota, right?
huh?
It's
Yeah,
Toyota.
yeah. Toyota owned Scion.
It was supposed to be like their sports branch or something.
I mean, they had some sporty cars, but like my Scion's more of like a hatchback because it's kind of like Kia in that sense. The hamster Kia.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The soul.
Yeah, the Kia Soul. For those of you that don't remember, there were commercials for this Kia Soul, and they would have hamsters jamming out to party rocking.
LMFAO.
Yeah, they would be rocking out to LMFAO in the music videos and stuff like that. So mine's kind of like that car, but it's more square.
Mm. What color is your car? Is that considered tiger eye?
So the name that came with it was like Army Stone or some shit. And whenever the color is written down on paper, they always put like green or brown. But it's somewhere in between.
Because I know they always had like some crazy color combination. Because my brother had a Scion TC, their sports car,
Yeah, yeah.
and the color was tiger eye.
Okay, that's cool.
And I'm like,
What color would you say that is?
a brownish, I guess, like brownish
Like gold
orange.
brown.
Something to me, I'll call it orange or brown, depending on what time of day you look at it.
Yeah.
So they're like it's tiger eye. I'm like it doesn't look like a tiger eye. It looks like more of a tiger body, but not the eye, not the eye. What time is it over there?
Currently it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
1 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock over here.
5 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, 5 o'clock in the future.
Yeah.
I'm hungry now. I'm getting hungry. I've been up. I've been up since yesterday.
Oh shit, really?
Hmm.
You never went to sleep? What were you doing?
I was actually on the phone. One of my homies hit me up, and we were on the phone for like 5 hours.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so he was like, "Oh no, you know what? I'm sorry for taking up your time." I'm like, "Nah, bro, because I would have gone to sleep. I already set my alarm to wake me up at like 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So as he was talking to me, we started the call at like 8 o'clock or something like that. So for me, it's like perfect timing, perfect timing. I finish
Yeah.
one call, go to the next call, then voila.
Yeah.
Then yeah. So I haven't slept. I'm getting to that point where all I am seeing is like the background. Like I don't know if it's like the camera that you're melting into the background. Like I'm seeing the background, like thin. That's actually a nice picture, though.
Yeah. There's another one that like looked more like Thailand, but it was like one of those backgrounds where you could turn around and it changes. But the way that
Oh,
like the view that I wanted, I would have had to sit in a different way, and that wasn't happening. So I just went with this one. That's good.
yeah,
So
I've been sticking
take
with
like a weekend vacation at.
the Japanese. You know, that's a nice one. I've been sticking with the Japanese. This one kind of reminds me of
The
spot in
Kyoto house.
Kyoto. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope though.
I wanna go back to that place.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. I mean, like honestly, that the background that you have, seeing that little hallway between the tatami mat and the backyard, it's like where I taught yoga.
Like in this place, because I feel like if this is like the bedroom side, you
Hmm.
know, and this is like where I was laying down, like right at that corner side,
Yeah,
you know, that's how I feel like it looks like.
it's pretty spot on. It's basically the same as the as the house we were staying in.
I don't know, even the garden, like look at the garden, like well we didn't well we had did
We
we
did
have a
like a
fountain?
little pond,
No, we didn't have a pond, but we had a little
but
fountain, right?
we had like a little fountain where you could like do your water blessings and stuff.
Why is the he looks because Siraj mentioned it the other day, but I never really paid attention to it. But
Hmm.
why is it so uncanny?
Why does it look so similar?
Yeah.
I mean, the house that we were in was designed like 100 years ago or something like that, and they've just kept it up since then. Yeah, that's what Siraj was telling me. Like the house is like really really old, and so it's got that old school Japanese style, and I feel like that style is probably often repeated.
Mhm.
Like a lot of spots probably have a similar layout. You know?
Mhm. I feel like that architect that made it was like pretty popular back in the day. So like all the rich
Oh, maybe.
people back in the day, that was like, we want our house designed by this dude. So Bomba basically gave everybody the same cut, maybe a little twist and differences here. Because that house was massive if you really really think about it.
Yeah.
That house was huge. It fit like 15 people, 16 people.
Oh, yeah. I think it had a cap at like 14 or 15 people.
Yeah, that place was not
I think
not.
the amount of people we had was fine though. We didn't need more than that.
Yeah, no, 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 no. Any more than what we had would have been straight drama and chaos. You know,
Hmm.
the amount of people was just perfect for like entertainment and good vibes.
Hmm.
Anymore, it would have been catastrophic. Because like just the placement of like everybody there, I can just like imagine like if there were more wild cards, you know.
Even more. I don't know if the place could handle that.
You know what I'm saying? What we had was just the right amount. If we had one more wild card, I think somebody would have like lost their temper.
I mean, I know I lost my temper, but
There's somebody that I wanted to smack around just because, I didn't lose my temper, but if circumstances were a bit different, somebody would have definitely got a slap from me.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like you know me, I don't lose my temper like crazy, but you could tell that I was ticked off.
Yeah, they really got you. They got you that day.
My goat was gotten.
Yeah, duck was cooked.
Yeah, dude. I just keep thinking about when one of the homies cut their hand.
Uh, Is he all right? Like, have you?
No, he's good. Like he got the surgery done and everything, but um, I don't know how much he actually uses his hand. Like if it's like psychosomatic or whatever, that he's like, oh, I'm just not going to use it, so he does everything else with his other hand. Like he even learned how to use chopsticks with his other hand.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, but
That's
otherwise, like
impressive.
I saw him like recently. He's doing good, and his
Mhm.
hand seems to be all right.
Well, that's good. That's good. You got to be careful. You got to be careful out here when you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Got to be careful. I think that well, it came out. So there's something like Adam and I was talking about in our podcast with him, in my podcast with Adam,
Yeah.
and it kind of goes like crazy experiences,
Hmm.
that you have on like your trips, on your adventures,
Yeah.
that like could have shaped you to like, I will never travel again. Like, this is it. I am done. But like,
Yeah.
you looked at it like after like some time, and it made your travel stronger. Did you have anything like that?
Um. So one that, if anything, it just showed me that I had friends that I could rely on, family and all that, and also just like try and keep my cool because everything's gonna work out. Like I can't trip out too hard about it. Was um when I lost my wallet when I when I came to Japan to see you. I was at your house for like 5 days, and I'm like there to get used to the time zone and everything before going down to Bali. And I already lost my wallet once at the beginning of that month and went through all of the shit so that I could get all my cards and information and stuff ready and have it available to me when I go travel. So I go see you, we go to this fucking temple, and at some point my wallet falls out of my fucking jacket. And but luckily I had like $3,000 in cash on me, like
Yeah,
with my
lucky.
stuff. So I was able to like, make things work and exchange money when I needed to and stuff like that. But also getting to, what was it? Like I think I missed my first flight to Bali too.
Yes, you missed your
I
flight to
overslept.
Singapore.
Yeah.
You
So
had to be diverted somewhere else.
yeah, so I was at the hostel after I left your spot, and I'm like, I'm gonna be social and like have a good time and stuff like that. So I stayed up way too late, maybe drank a little too much, and I woke up as my flight was leaving, and I had to buy a whole new flight. I made the mistake because I was too tired and just like freaking out at the time. I accidentally bought another round trip flight instead of just a one way because
You booked another round trip?
yeah, I wasn't thinking straight. I was freaking out. I'm like, okay, I need to buy a flight right now, blah, blah. And I didn't think about how just because I missed the flight there doesn't mean that I still don't have the flight back. So I got another round trip ticket, and then um, ended up in, uh, fuck, what country was that? It's kind of by Thailand.
Vietnam.
Vietnam. Yeah, I was in Vietnam. I was at the airport in, uh, I'm trying to remember what city it was. I didn't even leave the airport, but I was in there for like 12 hours waiting for my next flight. And there's nothing open, and I don't know if, like, my family freaked me out. They're like, "No, you're supposed to grab your luggage when you and then bring it to the next spot so that you can go there." I'm like, "No, like if you have a flight and you connect somewhere else, they take your luggage and put it on the next plane." And so
Mhm.
they were freaking me out about that. I was stressing so hard about that. and then like not having my wallet and all this other shit. I still had a passport. I still had money. I was good, but that was stressful as fuck. And now I know at this point that like I have my wallet always attached to me now. It's on a fucking carabiner. It's not getting away from me. And uh, if you don't have a way of communicating with people, you need to figure your shit out like as soon as possible. So luckily, like I had really really shitty internet at the airport, so I could like figure everything else out. But long story short, by the time I got to Bali from Vietnam, I was so dead, but like just happy to be there. I'm like, I made it. I finally got here. My arms disappeared. I finally got here, and like I was thinking, like at least if I was gonna experience some like gnarly shit on my trip, at least I got that out of the way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
um, so just like having that crazy experience of losing really important like documents or even my credit cards and all that shit. And also, I'm thinking like it's okay. I lost my wallet in Japan. I lost my wallet in Japan. There's like a 60% chance that I'll get it back. And wouldn't you know it, while I was in the airport, you gave me a call or a text or whatever and let me know that they found my
Very
wallet
funny.
and that you can grab it. And then you're like, hey, I need you to send a video of you saying, like, I can grab your wallet. So I send the video, but I'm super tired. I am like just exhausted. And I send you the video, and you're like, you look like you got
A
abducted and
hostage.
you're sending, yeah, like I'm sending a hostage video. Can you just send me an email? I'm like, yeah, I'll just type it out. That's totally fine. And I watch the video. I'm just like, damn, dude, you look fucking haggard. No wonder.
Uh, my name is Jesse. This is
My,
today's.
it's like, my name is Jesse Rodriguez. I give Daniel permission to grab my wallet. This is my information. This is the day it is. It's like, are you okay? No, I'm not okay.
Oh man. At least Japan, they lost my wallet the other day. They found it for me. And
You lost it the other day,
I lost my wallet 2 times so far.
but you got it back both times.
Man, it's scary how like fast they find your wallet.
Oh yeah,
Because I was at the airport, I was like filling out the paperwork. And you know how they want your name backwards. So normally we write it Daniel. So they want it the other way around. So immediately I put it the other way around. I was like, oh, we got your wallet. It's at the Fuchu station. Go to the Fuchu station and go pick it up.
yeah.
And I'm like, I wasn't in Fuchu. They're like, well, somebody found it in Higashi. I was like, oh, okay, well, I was in
Oh,
Higashi. So
get to Fuchi. That's cool.
yeah, so I was like, all right. But yeah, losing your wallet is just not fun at all because you have to now like get all the cards. You have to go to each and every bank. Then you have to get your
Yeah.
ID and
Mm-hmm.
Then you might
It
have
was a
like
pain
some
in the ass.
documents inside your wallet, that you were keeping for a specific reason and you can't find. Yeah, it's painful, stressful.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
knowing that I had a friend like you that I could rely on for either that or when I came back to Japan and I got sick as fuck. Thanks again for letting me crash at your house for a few days. I
I
felt so
totally
bad because
forgot.
I felt so bad about that. Like I didn't want to feel like a burden, and then I knew you were totally cool with it and everything, but I was just so thankful that you were there to like give me a place to stay because
You were
uh,
out
to
cold.
to bring everyone else here up to speed. Basically, I took a plane to Singapore, and then that was my connecting flight to get back to Japan. And I ate food on the plane from Singapore to Japan, and by the time I got to Japan, I was all good. Everything's fine. took the train for a couple hours so I could get your pad. And not too long after I got there, I'm like, something's wrong. I feel weird. And then without divulging all the gory details, I couldn't be further than 10 feet away from a bathroom for like 3 days. Having food poisoning fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, food poisoning sucks. But you're being nice on the details. You were actually fine. It was actually funny because you were good. You were okay. You were good when you got here. We went out, we did a little stroll. You were good. It was like close to the end that you start like slowly going down.
Yeah, towards the afternoon, I started going down. And then by the time
Yeah,
it was like time to go, it's like,
yeah. You
oh,
put your
Chrissy,
bag
go,
on.
go.
You put your
Like,
bag on. You're like, I'm gonna go. You're like, you sure? Nah.
well, yeah,
KO.
like y'all were gonna give me a fucking ride to the train station because I don't know if I would have lasted the walk to get there.
Yeah, because you were like it's like the sun was setting, and like as the sun was setting, your energy was going with the sunset. You
Yeah,
know. So by the time it got dark outside, you started like Mortal Kombat. You know when they say finish him, you were like,
I was
you're like,
done, dude.
you're like you good, bro? You're like,
I
ah,
lost like 10, 15 pounds.
yeah, overnight. In
Yeah,
the
dude.
span of like three
I'm
days.
like, oh my god,
Yeah.
my body looks good though.
Yeah, that was food poisoning. Wait, food poisoning is when you eat something that is bad for your system.
Yeah, like for instance, if you eat like bad shellfish or just like bad food in general, that
Wasn't
it can get
prepared
you sick.
properly.
Yeah, like whether like if the chicken has salmonella or something like that, you can get food poisoning. And basically, your body's reaction is to uh, push everything out of it in whichever orifice is
Mm,
available. So, um, yeah,
yeah,
that was not cool. But by the fifth day, I rose again. I was able
rose
to,
from the grave.
yeah, I was in my little Harry Potter nook at your place and didn't get up for like 3 days. I would try to eat like a bite of rice and was not, that was not happening. I got a bite or two in. That was fine, but still, that medicine you gave me was like I thought it was gonna help, and I was just like, no, it's not helping. Oh my god, this is making things worse. And
So
then
the
after that,
powder one, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Here I'm
that's
wondering
you.
like if
You is
the
good
food
for medicine.
poisoning came from like some ginger tea stuff that I picked up in the airport while I was uh in Bali, or if it was the food. And I'm guessing it was the food. That shit was gnarly.
Uh, I hate the
So
fact that you can never really identify what it was because it's
yeah,
already like too late. You're already like past that whole country, that whole time zone, and you're like on a new era of your life, and it just like
yeah,
hits you all of a sudden. That's kind of scary.
yeah. So I don't recommend anyone eat the airplane food on uh, Scooch Airlines.
Oh yeah, isn't that like
Scoot, yeah.
what does you call it? LLC airlines.
LLC Airlines.
Yeah, so those airlines that they're extremely cheap, so they'll get you there, but like you'll have to pay for like the food,
Everything
you have
else.
to pay for
Like
everything
you
else,
get like okay, the flight's like really inexpensive. That's great, but you also have to pay for your bags, anything that you want to drink on the plane, any of the food, everything else got to pay for, including your seat. So it's almost
Yeah.
it's like cool. I'm getting a deal. Not really. Like
Didn't you
at what
also have to
cost?
pay like extra for like your baggage?
Yeah, you have to pay extra for your bags too. So um, in America, a comparable airline would be like Spirit or
Okay, okay,
Frontier, something like that.
okay.
Spirit is what you take if you're not going too far and you're not going to bring much with you.
Yeah, yeah. I love Frontier though. Frontier I always get the 29.99 special.
What does that entail?
You could go to Texas, Denver, Chicago. There's like a bunch of places for
Yeah.
$29.
Oh, cool. I'll have
Yeah,
to check that out.
yeah.
I
So that's
want
how
to
you
visit
and I
people in
used to go
Arizona.
to. Yeah, we should just go to like different places. I will visit my friend in Texas. That's how I actually visit everybody. Like 29.99.
Okay, cool.
I
But
haven't
that,
seen any good deals recently, honestly speaking.
mm,
Especially from here back home.
I mean, there's a new airline in Japan. Like that was supposed to have pretty good deals. I forget what the name of it
Ryan,
is.
Ryan or
Huh?
Zip or something like that. Zip Air.
Zip. It's Zip Air. Yeah. I was um I was gonna buy it off of that, but decided to go through I bank with Chase, and I basically saved up a bunch of points over the time that I had been working and using a credit card to pay for gas and stuff like that. So
Uh-huh.
accruing all the points, it paid for most of my round trip flight to Japan.
Nice.
Yeah. So for those of you listening, if you use it, like you can check out different credit cards to use and like gather points, and it'll totally take care of like
The whole airline ticket. Did it
yeah,
come
it'll
with like
take
a
care.
discount or something?
No, like not a discount, but um, I mean, if you're considering like using the points as a discount, like sure, that I could call it that. But I think my flight was a little under $1,000, and I had like 900 something dollars in points on my card.
Oh, nice,
So I only
nice.
had to pay off the difference.
That's actually cool. That's actually cool. Like, how long did it take you to accrue so much, though?
Uh, I want to say like maybe a year and a half. But also
Okay.
like also consider that because I was working with a distribution company driving their vans all the time, and I would
Uh-huh.
just put all of the cost of their gas onto my
On
card,
your card.
and then they pay me back for the gas that I paid
Ah.
for. So it's kind of like getting free points in that aspect.
Mhm. You gamified the system a little bit, got your monopoly going on.
Yeah, but I'm excited for my credit card bill to not be so high because uh, you pay your bill once a month or whatever, and because of what I was using it for, like I basically use that credit card all the time now because that's just like rather than using like a debit card, just so I can get the points and everything like that. I'd end up having to pay uh, you know 3,000 a month on my credit
Yeah,
card
you
because
because
I'm
you're trying
using
to
it
pay
for both
everything.
work and for like living expenses,
So you're
including
trying to
like
pay
gas for
everything off.
myself and food. Yeah,
So you pay the
I
whole
just try
thing
to
off
pay off.
every month.
Yeah, pretty much. It would be
That
anywhere
way
from
you
like two,
don't
three
pay
thousand dollars.
any interest or anything like that.
Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
They want you to pay interest too, because I mean, not in relation to the credit card, but when I was paying off my car bill, um, at some point in the past, I decided like, screw it, I'm gonna put $2,000 down on my bill, and they're like, hey, you don't have to pay a bill until March. That's like 5 months from now. Like, don't worry about it. And some people would be like, "Oh, cool! I don't have to pay money till March. Just keep paying your bill because they're basically just trying to get out whatever extra money they can out of you." You know?
Mhm. Makes sense. Makes sense. That way you can even pay it off faster if you just keep dropping money on top of it.
Yeah. And I basically paid off my car finally in while I was in Japan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I don't have any more car bills for that besides
Insurance and
paying
gas.
insurance and stuff. But at this point now, I think I have like 187,000 miles or something on my
Gonna get
car.
a
It's
new a
almost
new
10
one.
years old next year. I mean, like, honestly, I want to drive my car or like I'm gonna ride my car into the ground until I have to get a new one because I don't want to have to to pay bills on another car or even trying to sell this one because it still works and everything like that, and it's like a great travel car. But I probably wouldn't go too far with it. I mean, I've taken it to Burning Man a few times, and I have the option for this year to take like the truck that's always sitting in the front of my house, but it's just going to cost more in gas. But I'd be able to throw more shit into there, and I'm sure that I could take my Scion out to the Burning Man again. This time I think I'll just take out the back seat too, because I usually take out the passenger seat so I can just fit more shit in there. But this time I think I'll just take all of the seats out except for the driver's seat.
Damn, that'd just be crazy, eh?
Yeah.
That'll look like one of those warehouse cars. Like the whole thing, all those seats inside, just the metal framing.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse, what you got to tell the people?
What do I have to tell the people? Let's see. If you ever have opportunities for experiences, please go for them. You never know where they're going to take you or what kind of people you'll meet, what you'll learn, things like that. I definitely recommend traveling at any point that you can or like have the time available. And I'm not saying like you have to leave the country or anything like that, because I remember having a conversation with you about it. It's like whether you can just get outside or get out of your city or out of your state or whatever, like just get out there so that you can experience what the world has to give you, you know? Because if you stay inside, you're not going to see a lot. It's going to be a lot of the same shit besides what you see online. And looking at a screen isn't how we were, like, what we were meant for.
Well, we're not meant for that. We're meant to be outside exploring the world and getting into trouble.
I always forget what the term is that you use, like 90 something something something. Like what's that?
92115.
92115. The curse of being trapped in your location.
In your zip code. You don't
by your own
wanna
choice.
leave
Being trapped
by
in
your
your
own
zip code by your own choice. Yeah.
No more. We cannot. I am preaching against 92115. Yeah. I am preaching. Preach. You know.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for having me on, man. Good to see you.
Always, brother man. I'll holler at you later.
Yeah, enjoy some lunch, dude. Get some food.
I'm going to sleep.
Oh yeah, that's right. You haven't slept yet. Yeah. I was just thinking, like, how long has it been? It's only been like.
It's 5:30 a.m. now.
A.M.?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I thought you were saying it's 4 in the afternoon. Holy shit!
No, it's been 3 o'clock in the morning.
Thanks for having me on, man. I want to give a shout out to Marvin, who basically creates the Global Citizenship. If you ever look that up on YouTube, you can also find them on Instagram. I want to shout out to the Renegade Pirates, and so Daniel, thanks for having me on.
Oh,
and I'm looking forward to you having Marvin on the podcast.
Yeah, all right. Do another one, like a straight one, since this is the end. Do like a straight call out so that I can just chop it out at the end.
What, like for Marvin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, I want to add that my Instagram is Jesse, Jesse Fire Performer on Instagram. I also have Jesse's Travel Adventure and also Pyro Bunny, which is _ Pyro Bunny _. But I'm going to give a shout out to Marvin. You're going to come on to this next. So prepare yourself for some fun. And Daniel, get some sleep.
All right, Pepe.
Peace.
I'll let you, boy.
Love you, dude.
Peace.